The Torah reading for this week is Korah from the book of Numbers. And in this parsha, we are presented with what is possibly the greatest power struggle of the entire Torah. Moses is, of course, the great leader of the Israelites as they travel through the desert towards the Promised Land. But others question whether or not he should be the only leader, whether they should have influence as well. Korah rebels against Moses, along with Abiram and Datan, and they would like to take some of the power for themselves. Moses, in response, does some interesting things. He portrays both positive and negative leadership qualities. On the first hand, he gets a little power hungry. His response is that God will decide who is the great leader, and if God decides that Korah is not that person, then Korah will die. In other words, he asks God for a death sentence for Korah, which some of the commentators point out is a little extreme. But on the other hand, on the second hand, he does some things which I think we can learn from him as a positive way to deal with conflict. First, he sends for Abiram and Datan to speak with them. In other words, he wants an interaction with them to see if maybe they can work things out. Secondly, even though he asked for this great penalty on Korah from God, he delays it till the following morning. He tells the Israelites that they should gather the next morning, and maybe in his own mind he was thinking that cooler heads would prevail. And finally, even in that last moment, he again tried to meet with Datan and Abiram face to face to see if he could work things out. And so while we say the Torah always has something to say about how we live our lives, here is a great example of how we may learn from Moses in dealing with conflict.